G'day SRL and welcome to Seabus Super Stadium at 4 PM on this very warm Monday afternoon. My name is Blair Curtin and I'll be hosting you as the Gold Coast Titans play host themselves to the North Queensland Cowboys. With me in the commentary box this afternoon is your SRL Commissioner, William Kay. Will, how do you feel about this afternoon's game and how do you feel the weather will have an effect upon how the game runs?
Yeah, this game, it's going to be an absolute pearler here. The Titans, they've made somewhat of a fortress so far of Seabus Super Stadium. They're yet to lose a game here. They've won the last 2 games, looking to make it 3 in a row. And the Cowboys, coming off a loss last week to the Bulldogs, I dare say they'll be playing their hearts out here for a victory. It's going to be an absolute cracker. And this weather, I think that both teams will definitely be acclimatized to it, both being from Queensland. So I don't think it'll have too much impact, but it will definitely be interesting to see whether some of those players that come from Sydney, that come from Melbourne, get a bit tired throughout the match.
Yeah, absolutely. As DePace takes the first hit up, meets the Gold Coast defence 15 metres out from the try line. As Wells steps into the dummy half roll again. Ash Crutcher picked at hooker for the Gold Coast Titans. Perhaps a bit of an interesting selection as he's had some errors against the Roosters last week, and they do have a very capable backup in Mark Lee. Will, how do you feel about the selection decisions there?
I won't question what Mark is doing, but I will say, in my opinion, it is the wrong decision to go with Crutcher. He's an all-time great 7, Mark Lee an all-time great 9, and you've got Mike Borson's there, who I think would be a great ball-handling 13. I'm not too sure why they've set their spine up the way they have. You know, Crutcher, he's been lackluster, really. He's just been making errors. It hasn't been too impressive. And I just think that he needs a really good game here. Otherwise, they may be time to shake it up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. But with that said, the Gold Coast Titans are 2-0 to start their season off. I can attest to how much that one hurt facing last week, and so they're still doing something right in that spine.
Yeah, and that's absolutely right. Oh, sorry.
Sorry to cut you off, Will, as Liam Ryan makes a half break and gets down about 28 metres out as we haul 5th tackle, and what on earth has happened there? Mark Lee has had an absolute brain explosion, knocking the ball on at first receiver. Caleb J gets wrapped up there and plays it about 38 out, and they play deep to Cambolo. Cambolo gets an offload to Deuce. Deuce drags himself over into enemy territory, playing the ball onto Wells, onto Segarini. Offload to DePace again, and he gets absolutely folded in that massive hit.
That's Lachlan Martin there, putting a big hit on the big number 10 for the Cowboys. A bit of a size mismatch there, but he didn't really care as Williams now through the line.
Oh, absolutely. Kieran Wells ankle tapped. 5th tackle. What will they do here? Not very much. Oh, actually, hang on. Stace DePace has busted a tackle and scored. Will, what happened there?
Well, it looks like Lucas Deuce here. He's just been a little bit crafty, putting a cheeky kick in, got smothered by McKay. And Stace DePace has just come through, picked it up, and put it on the ground. When Stace DePace gets low like that, there's just no chance in hell that you're going to stop him. And yeah, that was interesting.
Absolutely not, Will. And I've got to say, that was the cheekiest kick I think I've ever seen. I'm not entirely certain how that wasn't a knock-on. As Cahill misses, fails to add the extras. Really, you'd expect that to be the sort of kick he'd get, so he'll be a little bit disappointed in his radar missing out there as McCluckey tees up again and gets ready to restart play.
Yeah, Jack Kyle there. That was a rare miss from him. You know, he's one of the great goal kickers of our competition, of our premiership, and just missing it there, slotting it away to the right of the posts. I think that he'll
Has he been taking
improving.
tips from you, Will?
He must have been, mate. I've actually learnt recently that I'm actually left-footed, so hopefully that helps in the future.
Very, very interesting, as Williams plays the ball about 18 out. Calamari again dragging forward, get some post-contact meters there. As Carl goes back inside to Lord. Lord doesn't do much with it. Wrapped up on third on the 30-meter line. Wells onto Deuce, onto Segarini. This is a good defensive set after points for Gold Coast. They haven't made too many meters.
Ooh.
They go for the early kick. They've gone for the 40-20 attempt. It's
Ooh.
looking good. It's over. That is a 40-20. Lucas Deuce has just taken a very average set and turned it into an excellent one.
Yeah, and now they'll get 5 tackles here on the opposition line, the Cowboys. That is a very good play from Lucas Deuce. Coming all the way from Brisbane as a centre last season. He's made that 7 jersey his own so far.
And that's been called forward. And that's a real disappointment for the Cowboys because Lee Simon was over untouched. As Xavier Demando makes some excellent meters. But yeah, just too eager in that pass there from the Cowboys. And they'll be left to rue a bit of a missed opportunity. Mark Lee onto Clint Sorry, Will?
Sorry, I was going to say, it's a bit disappointing that they threw that pass forward. It wasn't like there was a player marking Lee Simon. He had about an acre of land out there. He was actually getting ready to put a property on it with how much space he had.
Excellent little inside play there to Liam Ryan as we hit last tackle. Back to Borsons. Borson kicks for the corner. And it'll be Caleb J again running it back. Steps one, but can't do much past it. Gets pulled down about 24 metres out from his line. Carl onto Dingo. Dingo injecting himself into the game for the first time, but well handled by the Gold Coast Titans defence. Wells back onto Carl again, onto Murray. Between the tram tracks, drags defenders over the 40-metre line. Lee Simon stepping into the dummy half roll. Onto Segarini, who makes a break. Forces Liam Ryan to get involved in the play. Wraps him up there at about 35 metres out from the Titans try line now. Chris Lord takes a hit up, busts through one, heads inside. It's another try. 8-0 North Queensland Cowboys over the Gold Coast Titans. Will, did that just look a little too easy for you?
That looked way too easy there for me. You know, Chris Lord, he's not an easy man to stop. Lachlan Martin getting fended off. Liam Ryan went way too early on that dive, and that was just too easy for Chris Lord, the big fella, the captain, getting a try very early. And, you know, this Cowboys side, they're looking like they've come to play tonight.
They absolutely do. But, you know, I remember a team that scored 2 or 3 tries very, very quickly against the Gold Coast Titans. And they ended up walking away without the 2 points. So this will be a game of 2 halves, Will, and it'll be interesting to see how Gold Coast hits back.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, at the moment, it's not been that the Titans have been bad, because they've been far from it. You know, just missing a couple tackles here and there. But they haven't had much opportunities. The Cowboys have completely deprived them of any possession. And they haven't really had a completed set since that first really set of the game. So I think that is probably the game plan.
That's definitely an issue, and that 40-20 was just such a game changer. Kept the pressure on the Titans so well. As we see Williams wrapped up on the 20. Ball shifts onto Murray. Murray pushes almost to the 30-metre line. Kieran Wells enacting half onto Carl, onto Deuce. Deuce decides to take a run. Wrapped up just shy of the 40. Lord, ball plays at lock onto Carl. Carl decides to take the hit up himself. Interesting choice. Wells again onto Murray. Short side play onto Caleb J, but well read by the Gold Coast Titans defence. Wrapped up deep in the shadow of the stadium. Simon onto Carl. Ooh. Shanks the kick. And O'Donnell takes it, brings it back, but also well handled by the Cowboys. Not much of an end to that set there, do you think, Will?
You know, Jack Carl, his kicking game over the last couple of weeks, it's been a little bit left to be desired. You know, I'm sure there'll be improvements during the match, but wow, is O'Donnell now through?
And O'Donnell scores right under the black dot. Here we see the Gold Coast Titans hit back. Very, very unexpected. A bit of a rough kick from Carl leads to 2-3 plays down the track, and Gold Coast Titans get one right between the posts. Yeah,
wow, that was very unexpected there from Ben O'Donnell. And he just created something really out of nothing. The Titans, I think McCluckey would kick this. It'll be only 4 points the lead for the Cowboys, and I was just shocked. I was speechless. O'Donnell just out of nothing.
Kind of feels like the Cowboys weren't really up for defence in that set. They'd had so much of the ball for so long, they'd forgotten how to tackle.
It did seem a bit like that.
Carl sets things up and gets ready to get us back underway. 15 minutes gone, not quite, and 3 tries already scored. Might turn into a bit of a runs fest here.
I'd love to see a high-scoring match here to start off our week. It'd be something spectacular, you know. We can get the 1 for 13 in this match. It'd be great to see all numbers scoring. That'd be very interesting, I think.
13 tries in a game. I don't think it's happened before, but I wouldn't mind seeing it either, as Driscoll gets wrapped up 31 metres out. Cowboys' defence seems to have woken up a bit now as they go down their right-hand edge to Liam Ryan, who is very well handled short of the 40. Third tackle, Borsons decides to run, throws an intercept to Lord. Lord's away again, but he is brought down just 12 metres out from the Gold Coast try line. Gold Coast, they seem to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Every single set, they just not quite there. Offload to DePace. DePace pushes forward. DePace breaks through. What's happened there? I think he's on his back. But the referee sends it up as a try. That looks rolled over for mine, Will.
Yeah, no, that's a no try I need out of the week. Didn't get the pill down. Good defense there from the Titans to wrap such a big fella up. But it's just going to be the next couple of tackles that is the big test for them.
Absolutely. Lee Simon gets well handled there by the defence. But Cowboys have just seemed to have had so much ball in the Gold Coast red zone. Titans really need to turn this around if they want to get back in this game properly. So we see last tackle, Carl puts in the grubber, and DePace, the second try off what you'd call a grubber kick, as the North Queensland Cowboys head up 14-6 with another kick to come. Well, what's going on here? It seems that neither side is particularly interested in defending.
You know, it's an attacking fest at the moment, and, you know, I was talking about Jack Carl's kicking before and how it's been a little bit lackluster. That's the exact kick that he needed in that situation, and he's an artist. The way he kicks, the way he slots those balls straight through those gaps that he needs to, it's just something to behold, and that's another great Jack Carl grubber to put points on the board.
Couldn't agree with you more, Will. And I'd say that, do you feel over the last couple seasons that grubber kicks come a bit more into the game? Certainly it feels that maybe Season 5, Season 4 halves really weren't quite so keen on it, but from Season 6 on, it really just seems to have become a much more popular tactic.
Yeah, I think it's all to do with who you're choosing to be your playmakers, you know, the kind of people that you want to put in that kicking position, and obviously the amount of effort that some of these captains, vice captains, staff at teams, that they're all putting into training these boys, you know, testing these boys, and seeing what combinations work best. I think it's all about that. And also the support play. The grubbers have always been there, but the support play has just been way better nowadays. And I think it's not that grubbers have come into the game, but tries off grubbers have.
Okay. That's an interesting bit of analysis there, Will. As we see a really good set after points from the North Queensland Cowboys. They're over halfway, half the set left to go, as Deuce spreads it on Segarini. Segarini hits it up, bends the defensive line, but doesn't quite break it to get over the Titans 40. Deuce onto Williams. Williams doesn't quite break it either, but he's bent it well as well. Referee's hand goes up for the last tackle, 30 out. Carl kicks from the 40, cross field. Bit of a shallow kick to Demando. Demando brings it back very well, and the Gold Coast Titans are going to start the set on the 30 in between the left-hand tram tracks. As they go short side to McCluckey. McCluckey wrapped up. North Queensland defence caught napping for a second, but got across quickly. A good ball to Clint Mackay. Clint Mackay gets rolled onto his back for a slow play of the ball. As Crutcher, no errors yet, thankfully, gets it onto Ryan, who puts it back inside to Daly. Rookie centre. And he gets wrapped up on the Cowboys 40. Mark Lee spreads it onto Crutcher. Crutcher gets wrapped up midfield. Not what you'd be looking for from your hooker on fourth tackle, but it goes back to McLucky, who puts the kick in wide and cross field into the shadows where Caleb J takes it. Caleb J steps one, makes a break, but pulled down by scrambling Gold Coast defence.
Yeah, Mike Dawson's. Sorry, you go, Blair. You go, Blair.
Oh, sorry. Dingo makes a massive break, brings it back to the 30. Do Gold Coast think they're playing touch footy? Deuce onto Lord. Lord gets met well there by the defence, but it's only third tackle, and the Cowboys are only 20 metres out. Jake Scott straight through the line. Pulled down, just shot by Ryan, and what has happened there? Jake Scott has knocked it on. Kieran Wells has dived on it over the line, but the referee said, no, Kieran, that went forward. Crutcher, bit of a funny ball there to Downey. Wrapped up there. We do now have the interchange forwards on the field, the 14 and 15 for each side. As Ryan back inside. Ryan makes a break. Will he be caught? No, he won't. It is a try for the Gold Coast Titans. They hit back. It is now 6 points difference again with another kick to come. Sorry, Will. I know you've had a bit to say for a while now.
Yeah, a whole bunch to say. You know, Boston's chasing down Jay, who scored, I think, a double last week. Lucas Deuce not quite making it to Liam Ryan. Where was Chaz Dingo in that play? I've got so many questions. But that is just Liam Ryan brilliance at its finest.
Oh, absolutely. McLucky, you feel that he could probably throw it over from there. It's been a funny game. It's the fifth try we've seen now, and we're well short of the 25-minute mark. Fresh legs on for both sides. Do you reckon that's going to bring in some defence or some attack, Will?
I think it's going to bring in some more attack, I think, to be honest. You know, the players that both teams have on the bench, of course, they are great forwards and they really lead. And it's going to be a battle of the forwards for the next 20 minutes or so, and as it has been all game pretty much. So I think it will bring a bit more attacks, even more. Still, you know, Jake Scott, he's in that 15 role tonight, and I really rate him as a prop. Like, I think he is terrific, and I think that he will have a successful innings here, and probably help the Cowboys to a couple more points, as he almost did already.
Well, that's true. Downey and Rogers, though, on for the Gold Coast Titans. Interesting pick putting Rogers on from the bench, given he's the vice-captain, if memory serves. But both those players can defend as well as attack, and they might slow things up a little. But yeah, Walmsley and Scott, they're definitely big hard hitters. As McLucky makes a break, I think both sides of the defence, they're expecting him to pass, and they've blown a penalty for held in tackle. 6 more tackles for the Gold Coast Titans, and with how things have gone, do you reckon we might just see a change in the lead coming up?
Yeah, you know, I think the Titans, they've found a bit of fortune here, and obviously a bit of skill as well. It looks like they may get some points on the board very shortly if they just keep it up the way they're going. You know, they're just playing their game at the moment, and they're taking the Cowboys just for a bit of a ride, just a bit of a cruise, and testing the waters against this side that they've never faced before.
Well, that's a very good point. Lot of players from both sides will have faced each other before, of course. Both teams have a lot of veterans on board. As Downey pushes towards the line, fourth tackle, what's going to happen here? Well, not sure that was the play from Borsons. He's taken himself out of the play for fifth tackle as he's held up over the line, and they're going to move it back to the 10. So, not quite sure what the Titans were thinking, as McLucky puts it high, but you have to think that's a little bit too shallow. Lee Simon takes it, though, and bit of a disappointing end of the set there, wouldn't you say, Will?
Yeah, Mike Borsons, he thought that he was still in last week. You know, the hero from Gold Coast. You know, the prodigal son. But he just couldn't quite get over that time as Lucas Deuce just breaking the line. And the contesting halfback, he has been good tonight. Borson's going to have to really dig deep here if he wants to come off the better 7 in this match. And that was not a good example there.
No, I couldn't agree with you more there. Both sides have found it really easy to break the line, as we see an early kick and not very much of one, as it's fielded by Liam Ryan, who's got the Gold Coast starting their set basically on the halfway mark. Downey bumps off one and breaks the line as well. Dingo forced to take the tackle. With Dingo out of the picture for a play, can anything happen? Well, the juggle from McKay's ended that. As he plays a ball, 22 out. Onto Demando. Demando surging forward in that headgear. Daly sends it into Lee. Lee ball plays to McKay. 5th tackle. 2 metres out from the line. Surely we see the grubber kick here. No, we see the bomb. It's perfectly weighted though. And Liam Ryan's come up with it. And we see another try. 16 all. Under the black dot. Kick to come. Barring something fairly crazy happening, we'll see a change in the lead as Liam Ryan just outleaps everybody and puts it down. Well, that kind of came from nowhere too, didn't it, Will?
I don't know what just happened there. That is incredible from Liam Ryan. That's his double for him now. He scored the last 2 tries.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, that's come from nothing. Now all of a sudden the Titans are 2 points in the lead. The missed kick at the start coming back to haunt the Cowboys a little bit, and the tides have shifted.
Indeed, they have on the Gold Coast. In fact, Will, I might say that I saw this one coming. You know, Gold Coast, one thing they do really well is absorb pressure well. Teams have thrown a lot at them over the past 3 weeks, and they've come away with rewards as Rogers runs it back, hits hard and bends that defensive line, drags it almost to the 20. But they've somehow found a way to get their noses in front at very crucial moments. 30 minutes gone, 6 tries scored. Mark Lee makes a break as well. Dingo corrals him. And the defence has come up, but McLucky onto Rogers. This has been a real half of 2 quarters, you'd have to say. The Cowboys dominating early, and now this fight back from the Titans to get their noses in front. Will we see 8 tries by half time? It doesn't feel impossible. Not much of a kick there as Chaz Dingo fields it, and we'll see the set for North Queensland start 20 metres out. Well, what are we watching today? This is definitely very different to some of the footy we've seen over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it sure is, and it's just been all attack really. There's not been much defense being played. The kickers have been on when they're close to the line, that is, at least. The forwards are running, they're scoring tries. It's just been good to watch, and it's really quick, witty footy that is what you want to see.
Well, not too many metres gained in this set for the Cowboys as Walmsley plays it. So, going off what we've seen, it's probably not going to be a great kick.
Oh.
And I'm immediately proven wrong. As Ben O'Donnell fields it on the right wing there. And Ben O'Donnell makes a break. Ben O'Donnell's away. Will he be run down? There's someone coming up very close behind him. But no, I think he's away. That's a second for Ben O'Donnell as well, I believe, Will. Try straight under the black dot.
Yeah, that sure is a second there from Ben O'Donnell. You know, the first one, he created something from nothing, and once again, he's created something from nothing. All the way on his, 1 metre out from his try line, he's caught that, and ran over 100 metres to put that down under the sticks. He has just been something else tonight so far, and it's a great testament to the kind of winger that he is, and the Titans have done great recruiting in getting him to the club.
I reckon the Titans have been one of the best clubs for recruitment heading into Season 7. Mark Lee really did his homework. Liam Rogers was a very capable deputy, as McLucky just puts that one straight over, as I think we all expected. But yeah, Rogers and Lee have been an excellent combination there in leadership. They've really planned it out, and 2.5 games of footy so far, and they're in the lead.
Yeah, and it just got off to a Cowboys hot start, and now the Titans... the Titans they've just proven what kind of team they are. You know, they've got a bit more resilience in them than everyone thinks. And we saw that last week, really, and now we're seeing it again. Oh, there's another penalty there. Looks
and
like
that'll have a warning for the sin bin, as that's the second holding tackle penalty we've seen this half.
Yeah, the referee not happy.
Referee not happy at all. He doesn't like having to blow those penalties, and if there's another in the next 5 minutes, we'll see someone get marched, which could be interesting. There's Clint McKay onto Crutcher, McLucky, deep to Liam Rogers. Liam Rogers pushing forward. He's over the halfway, almost at the 40. Borsons goes short side play to puts Peralds, but not after getting almost to the 30. Ben O'Donnell puts it onto Crutcher, puts it onto Rogers again. Rogers' second run in the set, but he's very well handled by the Cowboys' defence there. Borson's cheeky little inside play to Ryan, who breaks the line. We won't see a Ryan hat-trick yet, but we will see the ball played 10 metres out. And what are the Titans going to do in attack here? They go deep. They go high into the sun for the Cowboys' defence. It's tapped back to Demando. Demando thinks about what he's doing. Thinks for a little too long, gets bundled into touch. Not quite sure what happened there either, Will.
It looked like Xavier Demando there. You know, he was just doing a bit of self-reflection, just a bit of soul-searching, becoming in tune with his emotions. And then his centre on the inside has yelled at him, "What are you doing?" standing there. Then he got tackled out. He just zoned out completely. Maybe he saw something shiny in the crowd, but it's just a bit silly there from Xavier Demando.
Well, the Cowboys' defence got him well and truly in tune with the grass. It's a deep play to Deuce. 30 metres out. That'll be one for the end of season, real, I feel. Wells onto Chapman, onto Carl. Carl taking another hit up. The long SRL tradition of halves taking hit ups. Lord spreads it to Dingo. Dingo through the line. Dingo well handled though. Can't force Ryan to make the tackle, so Ryan's going to be back in position. Deuce puts it long to the wing of O'Donnell again. You think they would have learned from last time. And O'Donnell makes another break. Flirts with the sideline, but he will come down safely as we've only got a minute left to play. What can the Titans do here? Driscoll pushing forward over the halfway. 2 or 3 plays left in the half, you'd feel. Onto Davis. The starting forwards back on the pack. And we're going to see a sin bin. Who's getting it? Who's getting it?
Jordan Williams.
Jordan Williams with the big red mohawk. How could I have forgotten that?
Well,
Yondu Williams. There'll be one play left in the half, I'd say. And how's Crutcher going to start things off here? Onto Lee. Lee takes the tackle, and a bit of an anticlimactic end to the half. But Will, what a game we've had so far.
Yeah, we'll see you in the second half.
G'day everyone, welcome back to Cbus Super Stadium for the second half of a fairly electrifying clash here between the Gold Coast Titans and the North Queensland Cowboys. Gold Coast Titans take a 24-16 lead into the halftime break, and and the North Queensland Cowboys, that is, I should say, will be starting their first 10 minutes of this second half with just 12 men. Jordan Williams sent to the bin just around the 39th minute as Lachlan Martin takes the first hit up of the half. Will, how do you feel about what we've seen so far today?
Yeah, it's been absolutely attacking brilliance from both teams. You know, the North Queensland Cowboys, they got off to a really good start, and then the Titans, they've just come back into it now. I think the biggest part of the half was actually at the end there, where Jordan Williams has been sin-binned on the 39th minute, I believe, like 39 minutes, 49 seconds or something very, very late. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see where that takes this game and how that impacts the Cowboys as they try and make up some points here.
Absolutely. Bit of an interesting tactic there to see the early kick out of the Titans when they're facing a 12-man defensive line. Not sure if I would have chosen that myself, as Lucas Deuce throws an intercept to Mark Lee in very strange circumstances, but let's face it, this match has been full of very strange circumstances because all 3 of those penalties really seem to come in a fairly quick run towards the end of that first half as well. I don't think the first of those penalties was before the 25th minute or so.
It seems like it was just a bit of laziness once Jake Scott and Coven Walmsley came on, and then it was finished off when Jordan Williams came off the bench and he pretty much immediately got sin-binned. which is a very unlucky day for him. But yeah, it was just looking like they were getting a bit fatigued out there, the Cowboys, and the Titans really testing out how fit they are.
Absolutely, as McLucky goes high, but you'd have to feel a little too shallow when it's well wrapped up by Caleb J, with the North Queensland Cowboys starting their set 8 metres out. And it also means that Jordan Williams will be having a visit to the judiciary over the course of the week.
Yeah, of course, held in tackle, the sin bin, that's usually just a 1-week suspension, starting off the bench. I guess we'll wait to see what the judiciary comes up with, but no, it's nothing too serious. It's not a high tackle, it's not a crusher, it's nothing dangerous. So just having to use that sin bin, I think it will just probably be a week.
Well, you're certainly a man in the know there, aren't you, Will? As Deuce kicks down to Demando. Demando runs it back very well. Ben O'Donnell got an absolute workout in the first half with the kick returns, and he did excellently, scoring a double. 189 metres racked up. And the bench forward, Downey, he managed in a mere 19 minutes to rack up 101 running metres, did Matt Downey. One of the highest counts I've seen from a bench prop. Wouldn't you agree, Will?
I absolutely would. I've never seen someone put a 20-minute effort in like that. 100 metres in 20 minutes is just something diabolical, really. It is unthought of, unheard of. And that is a great effort from Matt Downey, and I'm sure that's why this Titans side have picked him up.
Absolutely. Borsons puts a good kick down to Jay. The shadows almost all the way across the field. They found the one sliver of sunlight for Jay to stare into. As Callum Murray makes a break, though, puts it on to Chris Lord. Chris Lord well wrapped up. Bit of a hospital offload there. Just over the 40-metre line. Carl onto Cotter. Cotter busts through the line. Cotter makes excellent metres. Almost gets to the Titans 30. Cowboys need to find a way to hit back here. If they can do it with 12 men, as Hustler, with speed, makes it almost to the 10. 20 metres in every tackle here for the Cowboys. It moves on. 80 metres gained in the set. 7 metres out, but it's Chaz Dingo wrapped up, meaning he'll be out of the play here. Back to Carl. Carl goes high. Carl goes for the wing of Demando again. They go up, but it's Dylan Murray. Dylan Murray, and he's out. He's into touch. Well, you've got to say, Will, the Gold Coast Titans are really squandering this 12-man opportunity so far.
Yeah, the Titans, they just haven't been using it to their full advantage. And often we do see teams in, of course, the NRL, and I guess it must reflect on the SRL, play better with 12 men attacking-wise, and they just haven't been exploiting gaps. And now it's the Cowboys, as Jordan Williams will be coming back on the field shortly with an attacking opportunity. That is not where you want to be.
Yeah, I think the Gold Coast Titans might feel that they've done themselves a little dirty with this 10 minutes with the one-man advantage. They haven't got any points, as we're right about to see Williams come back on. And that's gone forward. Well, one play against 12. What can the Titans do? Demando steps. Demando breaks the line. Demando pulled down on the 30, as Jordan Williams returns to the field of play. Borsons runs to the 30. Gets wrapped up just over it. Not too many net meters gained on that play. Demando ball plays to Ryan. Ryan always dangerous when he's got the ball in his hands. Goes short side to O'Donnell. Hero of the first half with the double, but well handled by the Cowboys defence there. Back inside now to Borsons. Borsons runs himself. Borsons slips through the line. Forces Chaz Dingo to wrap him up. Dingo out of position for last tackle. Can they get a quick kick in? Push the game forward. Mark Lee, low stabbing, long finds the winger. Not sure why they put it to Simon when Chaz Dingo wasn't home in the middle of the field, but well diffused by the Cowboys there as they start their set with a hit up from the halfback. Will.
It's something we've seen more and more of the last couple of weeks, so maybe we've just been noticing it more. But yes, the classic hit up from the halfback, hit up from the 5/8. It just looks like all halves just want to be props all of a sudden, and all props want to be halves. It's probably not the way I'd start my set personally, but with not many people back there yet, the Cowboys, they really hadn't organised their line. I guess Lucas Deuce was forced in that instance.
Fair point. 5th tackle, not too many meters for the Cowboys. As Liam Ryan takes it, runs it back, beats 3. But Jordan Williams,
Oof.
fresh legs from the sin bin, brings him down. Driscoll onto Put. Put makes good meters, offload back to Borsons. Borsons, dangerous. Every time he touches it as well. 20 meters out as the rookie Saltner gets dragged down, the big prop forward. Onto Lee. Lee ball plays to Rogers. Rogers drags the defence over the 10-metre line. 2 plays to go. Crutcher goes for a dummy half run. Crutcher pushes to the line. And what's happened here? Referee saying no try, but I think he came down with on it.
Yeah,
that looks like a try to me, Will.
You know, that looks very strong there from Ash Crutcher. Somehow, the little fella has overpowered Chris Lord. You know, talking about David and Goliath, that right there is a prime example. Chris Lord is basically the Incredible Hulk, and I don't even know. I guess Ash Crutcher's more like Ant-Man.
I was going to say Hawkeye. I feel Ant-Man's a little harsh. But McCluckey with another relatively simple kick to bring the lead out to 14. What do the Cowboys need to do to get in this game?
Well, you know, first of all, score points. But leading up to that, they need to really push through that middle. You know, they've got a strong forward pack, and that's probably where they can overwhelm the Titans the most. Chris Lord needs to be leading here. Stace to Pace needs to take a couple runs, and of course Jordan Williams back on the field. Like, you got those 3 leading your front row, you've got no issues. But they really need to actually get hand on ball, make those big runs, big hits, and just get down this opposite end so the halves can cook up whatever they need to cook up.
Which is funny, because about 15 minutes into the first half, that's basically what the Titans need to do. Is Driscoll makes a massive break, offloads to Saltner. The play keeps going. They've kept the ball alive, but it has been corralled and brought down just over the 40 as darkness basically envelops the entire field as Crutcher takes another dummy half run, gets an offload off to Lee. Lee gets dragged down about 10 metres out, plays the ball. Ryan onto McCluckey. McCluckey, not the best play there. Goes short side to Crutcher. Crutcher inside to Ryan. Ryan offload to Driscoll. 5th and last. 3 metres out. Well, that's been a knock-on from one of the Cowboys. The Titans. I can't quite tell who. But diffused well again by the Cowboys. And Williams takes the first hit up of the set. Bit of an interesting end to the set there, wouldn't you say, Will?
Yeah, I would say that was probably not what they needed there. You know, could have racked some more points up. It was Mark Lee now through the line.
Mark Lee with the massive intercept keeps the pressure on the Cowboys. You have to feel that a try here would seal the game for the Titans. Rogers muscles his way over the 10-metre line, plays it on the tram tracks. McCluckey onto Martin. Martin, though, well handled by the defence. They saw that play coming a mile off. Crutcher goes short side. Rogers again, hitting the forwards a lot early in this set. 4th tackle. Murray gets intercepted by the pace with an absolutely shocking ball out of dummy half. And the Titans really just throw away a gold-edged invitation to put this game to bed. Will.
Yeah, that is... I don't know what the Cowboys can do from this deep. You know, the Titans' defense has been pretty strong in this second half. You think that the Titans, they just keep on pushing and they can't quite put it to bed. You know, they just need a try or two and it'll be all over for them. They will just need to hold it out defensively. But, you know, the last 20 minutes, the next lot of subs are coming on shortly. You know, anything can happen when those fellas come on. As Jack Carl, he's going to go for a 40-20 attempt here.
Well, he's not going to get it. He hasn't got the distance or quite the angle as Ben O'Donnell runs it back. But he definitely had the right idea because they needed something there, the Cowboys. Lucas Deuce has got one already for the game as Ash Crutcher hasn't spent a lot of time in dummy half so far this half, which is quite interesting. Goes on to Lee and on from there to Liam Rogers. Well handled by the Cowboys defence. Dummy half napping. Eventually gets out to Borsons. Borsons takes another hit up. 4th tackle. Lee onto Rogers again. Rogers breaks the line. Rogers through. Gets eventually wrapped up by the Cowboys defence, and we have another excellent attacking opportunity. McCluckey goes high. Not sure that was the play. Caleb J under it again. He's been great under the high ball all game. Drags it out to the 10, and the Cowboys survive another set as Chris Lord drags it out. They didn't make too many metres in their last set, and they've only reached the 20 in second tackle. Quentin Cotter offload to Segarini. Segarini breaks the line. Segarini gets them the metres that they need to put some pressure back on the Titans. Eventually brought down by Liam Ryan and another. Carl onto Dingo. Dingo stepping, swerving, doesn't fool him. Plays the ball, fourth tackle. Carl goes short side. Caleb J. Caleb J's away, but he's also away into touch. And the Cowboys, their attack is just not quite there. Gets bundled straight over the touchline by Liam. Oh, no, not by Liam Ryan, sorry. By Demando, I believe, as we see the lights come on finally at Seabus Stadium. Mark Lee starts the set, bringing it back over the 30. Crutcher onto Borsons. Borsons onto Davis. The 60-minute substitutes have happened. Crutcher takes another dummy half run. He seems to like the runs in today's game, so be interesting to see how much more effect they have. Liam Rogers gets handled handily by the defence there. And onto Driscoll, back inside to Ryan. Ryan doesn't fool the Cowboys defence any more than Dingo fooled the Titans. Fifth and last, McCluckey. Bit of a nothing kick there, stabbed into the corner, and Caleb J. Again, they've really targeted Jay, and I'd have to say that Jay's handled the pressure extremely well. Wouldn't you agree, Will?
Yeah, I'd 100% say that. Caleb J, he had a really good game last week against the Bulldogs, scoring a couple tries for himself, but the way that he's just handled, they've really targeted him. They wanted to nail it just to him every time, which is an interesting tactic from the Titans, and they've been testing him out, but he's absolutely rose to the occasion every single time.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more there, Will. Caleb J takes another run in the set. Fourth tackle. They go short side and lose the ball. And I think we might see a scrum here. No, it is a tap. Thankfully.
Thankfully.
It's a bit hard to predict when the scrum will come up, but I did think that counted as losing meters. So...
I believe it's only when the little thing doesn't come up between the scoreboard, but it's not an advantage. It's a no advantage still, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
It does. Liam Ryan brought down in the corner, 20 metres out. O'Donnell onto Borsons, onto Davis. Absolutely monstered in that tackle. Short side play again, Borsons. Bit of a curious choice from the scrum half there, as he's brought down 10 metres out.
Ooh.
And we'll see a run here from Martin. And a handover. Bit of a soft end to the set there, you'd have to say.
There's a bit of a mix-up by the looks of it. The ball wasn't intended for the player in front of Lachlan, or actually Lachlan himself. It looked like they were trying to go up to a half for a kick, but no cigar in that one, not finding his mark. Ash Crutcher.
No, and it's seemed to be for a couple of plays as well, because Borson looked pretty flat-footed on that fourth tackle play where it came back out the short side. So, needs to be some better communication. This one is Dingo finally makes a break. Dingo makes it to the 40-metre line. They have 12 minutes to score 16 points effectively. Wells steps through, offloads to Deuce. Not sure that's a great play, taking your halfback out before fifth, but it goes back to Carl. Carl puts it high. Contested, tap back to Dingo. Dingo throws, Dingo scores! Finally, some additional points in this second half. 30-20 with the kick to come. It had been a bit quiet all second half, and then Dingo, some question of instruction there, you'd have to say. But the referee has sent it up as a green light.
Yeah, I'd had to have a look at it again, and you'd think Jack Carl gets this kick to make it 30-22. Still an 8-point lead for the Titans. Chaz Dingo Good hands there to pick it up after the ball came out the back. And you just need more of that from the Cowboys.
Dingo is an absolute master of that tap-back scoop-up try. So, really not surprised to see it's him leading from the front. But it's 2 more tries to get back into the game for the Cowboys, and they've got to convert at least one of them.
Yeah, they do. Maybe impossible 8-point try will transpire. I guess we'll wait to see. And the Cowboys, if they could back up with points here, it's Cambolo.
Cambolo straight through. I think Cambolo might be playing prop.
It looks like he is, yes.
So that's some extra speed there is Caleb J.
Oh.
And he's been bundled into touch. Well, that's a bit of a disappointing end to some very enterprising play from the Cowboys. Both sides have flirted with the touchline quite regularly throughout the game as Ben O'Donnell just sends him straight over. And it's worked for both teams sometimes, but it's also blown up in their face a couple times as well.
Yeah, probably not the best choice of a pass out there. I think it was Craig Hustler with the pass that spread it out on debut. Didn't have enough space there, Caleb J. And it's a bit of a waste of possession there. When the clock's running out like this, when you've not got much time left and you haven't got much opportunity left, you need to make the most of each set, and they just didn't do that there.
Couldn't agree with you more, Will, and especially given the trouble that the Cowboys have had in getting it out of their end throughout this half. It's been a much more defensive second half. Just 1 try apiece in it. As Borsons kicks long and flat down to Lee Simon. Lee Simon, well, gets brought down there by, I believe, Dylan Murray. Quentin Cotter straight through the line. Liam Ryan absolutely smashes him, though. If they can catch Liam Ryan out of position here, this could be dangerous, but they won't with Segarini well and truly wrapped up. Third tackle, 45 out. Carl onto Murray. Murray, not too much of a challenge for the Titans' defence. Carl back inside to Williams. Fresher legs than most coming back from the sim bin. But still, Wells onto Carl. Carl, long kick across field, down to Demando in the bright green headgear. Blends into the grass very well and gets brought down about 27 metres out. Liam Ryan straight through the line. Liam Ryan forces Chaz Dingo to come in and wrap him up. McCluckey onto Rogers. Rogers pushes over the 40. This is not sustainable for the Cowboys. 8 points down. They cannot be set and starting their sets this close to their own try line. They will not win the game this way. Borson sends it on to Ryan. Ryan sends it on to O'Donnell. O'Donnell steps. O'Donnell swerves. O'Donnell brought down in the right corner. 8 metres out. Playing it to put onto Martin.
That's 0.
Very curious choice of play there is... That's 6 more. That is 6 more. It's been knocked on by a Cowboy and gathered by Borsons.
That's 6 more again. Oh!
And Daly scores. It doesn't matter that it's 6 more. Well, Will, that's a very interesting piece of play, I've got to say.
Yeah, the Titans just throwing it around, seeing if anything sticks, and eventually it came up with a Jerome Daly try, and you'd think that'd be the match sealer for the young player. Doing his second stint of the match at prop. He played the first half at that left centre role, and yeah, that's good from him. Good to see, and I think that will be all she wrote for this one.
I think you're right, Will. 34-22 with the kick to come. I do not see North Queensland scoring 3 tries in 4.5 minutes. McCluckey, though, he doesn't waste any time, decides not to pare down the clock, but he does get it over. So the equation's fairly simple. It's 3 tries in 4 minutes now, you'd have to say, and I just don't see the Cowboys doing that.
No, especially not if the Titans hold on to the ball for a complete set, then they've got about 2 minutes to do it. So I think that really it is just the Titans waiting for that final siren to go, and they've got the win. There's not much the Cowboys can do now. Oh!
Absolutely. Daly is sat down. Jordan Williams objects to that last try. and says, okay, you can take the win from us, but I can take your ribs from you. McCluckey onto Martin. Martin well met by the defence as well. Third tackle. If the Cowboys had defended like this all the second half, maybe they'd be in a much better position now. Fourth tackle on the 40. Davis wrapped up. Crutcher sends it back. We're going to see the kick here from McCluckey. Very, very curious choice of kick. No depth on it at all. Caleb J. McCluckey's basically just let them... I mean, you wouldn't call it for the win, but you'd definitely call it for a consolation try, potentially, Will.
Yeah, I think he was trying to kick it out to Ben O'Donnell by the looks of it. I don't think it'll really matter much. The Titans, their for and against is fine. They're not at any risk of losing position based on that. And the way they're defending at the moment, I honestly don't see the Cowboys getting points in this set.
No, well, it's fifth now, and you got to feel that this will be the Cowboys' last touch of the ball for the game. Carl puts it up. It's a great kick. It's tapped back to Dingo.
Oh.
Can Dingo repeat the heroics? Can he get the double? I think he can. I think we have just seen the consolation try, Will.
Well, turns out I was wrong. Chaz Dingo got the ball down there. It's Ash Crutcher trying to tackle there. And he did a similar thing to Chris Lord before. But yeah, that's it.
Ash Crutcher won't beat Dingo one-on-one. Well, you know that someone's weekly bet got messed up by that last try.
Yeah. I'm sure there was someone that got messed up by that one. I can probably see the numbers in a second.
Actually, it's the entire 9-18 crowd, because that's just made the margin 8 points, and I feel we won't see too many more in this game.
Yes, that is true. A big apology to Luke Malkus, Riley Murray, Sonny Tyre, someone that I don't know the name of, Bobby Werman, Justin Dolan, Liam Rogers, Coven Walmsley, and it goes on. There's 19 people here. Matty Harris is notable. But yeah, 19
Sorry,
people.
Captain.
But there will be 34 people, including myself, that will be very happy with this result here. Oh no, other way. I will not be happy.
Well, that's full time. One play after the kickoff, and you've really got to say it's an excellently deserved win for the Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah, they just absolutely put everything into it to come back. You know, the Cowboys, I thought they were going to walk over the top of them. I think most people thought they were going to walk over the top of them. But yeah, the Titans, they hit back. And, you know, there's 39 happy little weekly bettors that will be happy with their little, 60 coins, 100 coins that they've got from that one. 36-28, that's a great win from the Titans.
Excellent game. A lot, and I do mean a lot of attack from both sides in the first half. Pared back quite a bit in the second. Jordan Williams had a 10-minute stint in the sim bin. Anything particularly exciting in the stats, Will?
Let's have a look, shall we? As we look at that, and wow, the possession, that at halftime it was about even, and that just speaks volumes, doesn't it? And the completion rate.
53-47 in favour of the Titans at halftime, I believe. So they have absolutely blown them out of the water in the second half, and you see how the Titans have built that win.
And the completion rate for the Cowboys is drastic. 9 incompletions. That's awful. No other way to put it but awful. And 27 missed tackles.
And they had to make another 19 tackles throughout the game. Although, interestingly... Oh, no, sorry. Actually, I take that back. They did concede 6 extra line breaks.
Yes. So, there we go.
All right.
Some of the individuals.
Liam Ryan had an absolute blinder, as did Ben O'Donnell. 255 and 251 metres, respectively. Though Ben O'Donnell definitely had a bit of a quieter second half. That's an addition of only 62 metres on his halftime 189. Matt Downey only saw the 19 minutes. It would have been lovely to see him injected back into the game. Let's take a look at the tackling, shall we?
There we go.
Crutcher, 26 good tackles, which is excellent. 4 missed, perhaps not so much. Quite a few missed tackles from the Titans At least the ones who had to make a lot of tackles. Marta missing 3 as well, and a couple of those were pretty spectacular, if I recall.
Yeah, got bumped off a couple times. I think a try may have come from one. But, I don't think it's too much of a worry. The forward pack, it was a tough battle all game. And the Cowboys missed more tackles as a team, I believe. So I think that just goes to speak volumes.
Interestingly, we see the prop forward and the second row both with a try assist apiece. Don't say that too often.
No, that's good to see. I like when forwards score. As we'll go to the Cowboys stats now.
Well, I think we really see it in the run meters, don't we?
Yeah.
Take Kieran Wells out of it as the hooker, and Lord 157 meters, great for a lock forward, but probably not so great that he's leading the rest of the team aside from the hooker. Dingo limited to just 148 meters. Caleb J, I think, was a real pick.
3 line breaks for Chaz Dingo. That's low for him.
That's a half by his standards.
Yeah.
Caleb J, I feel, was a real pick out of the Cowboys players. Did excellently under the high ball, made really good meters, made 4 line breaks, and probably a bit unlucky not to come up with a meat pie himself.
Yeah, I thought he was probably unlucky. They really marked him heavily, and he still tried to do his best for the team. He was probably the shining light for the Cowboys tonight, honestly. Young rookie winger, just doing everything he can to try and get his team up, but no cigar.
No, indeed not. I think that's all we have time for this evening, Will. So, thank you to everyone for watching. This is SRL TV on your Monday evening football.